Look, let's not make this too complicated. Your introduction was all about what you will write. Your conclusion is all about what you did write. A good concluding paragraph will neatly end the essay, tie all your ideas together, sum up your arguments and your opinion, and answer the question. But you should be careful not to make these 4 common mistakes. Introduce new ideas, introduce new evidence or examples, write too much, or be too general. Let's look at the example we've followed in previous videos. Some people think that the government should strictly control the supply of fresh water, as it is a limited resource, while others think it should not be regulated. Discuss both sides and give your opinion. This is the essay developed up to now. If you haven't followed along as this was written, you might like to stop this video right here so you can read it now. Your conclusion should start with one of these 2 phrases. Use either "in conclusion" or "to conclude." Both of them link the final paragraph to what has been written before, and they both make clear to the examiner that you are about to summarize your answer. There are 2 parts to your ideal conclusion. The first one is a short paraphrase of your introduction. The second is to add a little extra detail from your body paragraphs. Let's do the paraphrase first. This was the introduction we wrote. Whilst some believe fresh water should be freely accessible to everyone, others argue that supply of this limited resource should be controlled by government regulation. I agree with the latter view and believe the best method is to charge people for the amount of water they use. However, although water consumption is greatly reduced when residents have to pay for it, these bills can stress some households more than others. Here is my paraphrase of it using synonyms and a different sentence structure. In conclusion, regulating the water supply by charging for it is an effective way to reduce usage of such a limited resource. Nevertheless, this measure does unfairly impact the household budgets of poorer families. Notice that it is shorter but includes all of the important bits. If you need help composing your paraphrase, look at my video on paraphrasing. Now let's add a detail or 2 from the body paragraphs. I'm going to pick up this from the one with my opinion. It talks about how poor families cannot afford the extra costs, and goes on to say, this is why many governments and providers introduce rules or welfare payments based on the family's ability to pay their water bills. Let's condense that down to a few words. Poorer families require additional welfare assistance to pay for this essential service. So now, our conclusion starts with our paraphrase. In conclusion, regulating the water supply by charging for it is an effective way to reduce usage of such a limited resource. Nevertheless, this measure does unfairly impact the household budgets of poorer families, and ends with our extra detail. And they do require additional welfare assistance to pay for this essential service. Notice how I didn't add much. For this essay, I only added 1 extra detail. For some essays it could be an extra couple of points, but my general aim is to keep it short and concise. You can see that if you were only shown this conclusion, you'd get a very good idea of what the essay was about, without reading all the other paragraphs. That's how you can spot a great conclusion.